Hey friends, welcome, welcome. I'm Kristina Santiago from Exist Brightly, and I wanted to tap in today and share what I'm doing this weekend to kind of like self-mastermind my business. It feels like a really great season to do this, to tap in and to get clear on who I am, who I serve, how I serve, what I love to do, what feels really fun, kind of hash out some numbers, maybe come up with like a package or something like that. And I want to explain why this is the time to do that in your business. It's October of 2019. I'm just looking for my pooch. There he is. And I'm in this beautiful getaway, this grand getaway in Titusville, Florida. Actually, it feels great because I've been kind of trapped. Ziggy has been in the mechanic for the past week, and we were like floating around in my parents' house for a couple days, which is a couple days too long, although I'm super, super grateful for them. But here's what was coming through for me is that there were like a lot of wires crossed in my business, a lot of like ideas of how I could serve. And I've been like test running things over the past 6 months. So I left my tattoo career full time earlier this year. I think it was like in February or March that I really like hacked it off. The end. It wasn't really a hack. It was kind of like I tried to like weave it in, but I couldn't. I didn't have the time. I didn't have the energy. I didn't have the presence. And it was just I should have just ended it swift and painlessly. But I had such deep love for it that I felt like it was a great loss and of course a great risk to just kind of step away from it fully. That being said, I really started to dive into Exist Brightly and what that looked like for me. And Exist Brightly is all about getting to know yourself, trust yourself, and then to express yourself. Because there is a sweet magical gift in each of us. And I believe that right now is a really potent and a time unlike any other time. And it is a time where we get to stand in our own right and to share the gifts and the lessons that we have learned to empower others. And for women in our culture right now, as a first generation American, it's incredibly important to me that women build businesses that serve them and support them, because we have been bent and twisted and manipulated into taking on all of these roles and letting our lives dwindle into these gray, lifeless specks. And this is just not how we are meant to live. I want to ignite this spark in us and help us navigate. And whether or not you're a CEO or an entrepreneur, that's not necessarily the end game. It doesn't have to be your end game. This is all about getting to know yourself. So if getting to know yourself means that you're fully committed to living a life of presence just in your family and navigating and homeschooling or whatever that looks like, that's amazing. And I shouldn't say just, that's a beautiful and fulfilling space to be. But this particular podcast is here for those of you who are ready to go further, to dive deeper, who are already in the throes of creating your business. Let's speak to that, because that's where I am. And these past 6 months have been so evolutionary. So we start our businesses in this like place where we're kind of, we're tiptoeing around like, yeah, okay, I think I could do this. I think I could do this. We of course have the pressures of making money. We have the pressures of feeling like we're worthy of doing the work that we're called to do. We have the pressures of the idea that we might be judged for the work that we're taking on. And I just want to dive in with you today and explain to you. So let's say I'm about 8 months into Exist Brightly full time. And I've had a super, super luscious 8 months. It's been beautiful. It's been challenging. It's been calling me up, amplifying my life, my business, my vision, my light, my purpose. And that's what I believe our businesses are here to do. They're here to serve us in their own unique way. I believe in them almost in like they're entities of their own that are gifts that we give through, that we serve through, but also gift us and serve us, right? At this point in my business, at this point right now, I am sitting down. I have this weekend to myself, and I'm just going to take some deep breaths, do some meditations, get clear. I'm going to get clear by looking through my journal. So if you don't journal, I really encourage you to get into the practice. And it might seem weird to like start writing down a lot of your thoughts and your feelings and your energy and like your frustrations and your dreams, but it's going to help you clarify where you are right now and where you intend to go. And also it's great to reflect on, so that 6 months down the line, you can take a look and say, oh, wow, I've come so far. And these are the things that have changed for the better. These are the things that I don't like that are still happening that I need to change. there's just magic. There's magic on these pages. There's purpose, there's truth, there's love, there's tears, there's pain, there's release. It's all here. And it's amazing because it gets to be a dialogue with yourself, with your truth. And I think we really need that. So I'm going to be clarifying by looking back, by reflecting on what I have created and who I was serving 6 months ago versus who I am serving today. And this is such powerful information because as we grow, if we don't allow ourselves to really harness and hold space for those who we are calling in, there's a miscommunication in our marketing and in our messaging that then kind of draws in like, oh, people here, people there. And we're just like, whoa, what's, it doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel natural. It's not flowing. And right now in my business, I'm going through this, like, I call it business puberty, where it's like, okay, this old system, it kind of works, like it works to a point, but we're ready to bloom into the next variation of that. And that means that I need to get clear on how and I hate to say ideal client, but that's essentially like how and who my ideal client is. So now versus then, because I was not as trusting of myself then as I am now. And I was not able to hold space for the powerful women that are in my life now back then. I could, but it was in a very different way. And I wasn't as richly woven into my heart yet. And now I'm here and it's like, oh, okay. You can hear it in my breath, this big inhale. I'm here to hold space. I'm here to hold space. And the spaciousness has expanded and the strength of that container has expanded. So that means that there are new women who can be invited into the space that I haven't yet spoken to in my messaging. And that needs to get cleared out and cleared up this weekend. So clarifying, who I'm serving, how that has changed over the last 6 months, and also calling in the conversations that sound really fun to me, the clients that ignite me, that really bring deep joy into my work, because I have incredible clients. They are absolute gems. And as I grow, I realize, like I said, I can hold space for more. And I can hold space for different styles of client, different styles of businesswoman. So I'm excited to really get into that and clarify that. And then also I'm going to get clear on my messaging to this new broader, or I shouldn't say broader audience, but more finessed points of growth. So calling in those women who are already in the midst of having a business built and are looking to create and pivot and embody new ideas, or really like go through their own spiritual transformation. So writing all of that out, clarifying who my client is, clarifying how my messaging might need to shift, or what new topics I can weave into my messaging so that I attract and receive more of those fantastic lights in my life. Then I'm going to come up, I'm going to look over all of my programs. So I have Reveal Your Ritual, I have Devotional Business Academy, I have Dream Weaving, I have 12 Moons Academy. So I have several different systems set up that are really fruitful and amazing, but I'm feeling like I need to just lay it all out and get super clear on what I love about these offerings, what I don't love, and how can I weave them together. For me, it's all about simplification. So I like to run 1 to 2 offerings every couple of months. I always have Dream Weaving open. That's my one-to-one coaching. It's 3 months. It's super fun. It lets me walk with a woman for a nice quarter of the year, which feels really good. But I'm realizing that actually time flies. Like 3 months is nothing. So I'm thinking to myself, well, that means, right, in my reflection, that means that I'm ready for the next step. I'm ready for the 6 month. I'm ready for the year. And I wasn't ready for that last year, so now I get to honor that and say, wow, I really want to hold space for these women for six months. So what does that look like? What does that look like? And what am I offering in that space? How am I offering them that growth and that transformation that they crave? What are my gifts? So taking a nice I'm going to write it all out. Like, what are each of my offerings? What points, how do I serve in those offerings? What are their price points? How many women have I had in each of them? So I can kind of reflect on where I've had more action or less action. Where did I lose interest in an offering versus what offering felt good from start to finish? And what does that mean for me and for my business's future? So clarifying, writing that all out. And then from then I'm going to look at the next iteration, the next chapter, the next, the next star in the sky, and let that become the next evolution that I'm stepping into for January of 2020. So just want to tap in and kind of share some of that. And you guys can see I have my favorite, A Course in Miracles. I'm going to be diving into this because this is a really great guidebook for my heart and soul so that I can tap in and remember what the root of my service is. Remember what the root of my call is, which is to help women align with themselves, their truth, their spiritual team, their higher power, so that they might live more joyous, bright lives and serve in their magical way. Define, align, and empower their sacred truths. Alvin, get off of my bed. Hey, go. Nope, he wants to sit right on my pillows. And ta-da, I'm so excited. I have a planner for 2020 and it's empty, and I'm going to go ahead and put some ideas in here because it sounds so great. Love it. 2020 is right around the corner, you guys. Start cracking this open. Take a look at the places that you want to be at, that you know you need to be at next year. Whether it's birthdays or whether it's getaways, whether it's masterminds, where do you need to be that's already established that you know, hey, March 17th, I want to be here. Write it in and put a little note in your earlier months so that you can remember that you have that coming up, that engagement, and start to dream in to next year. Don't wait. Why wait until December 31st to dream into 2020? Start weaving that now, because that's going to be the energy. You need to put it out there. Energy is like a seed. Speak it, nourish it, let it weave and bloom and just rise, and it will come to fruition. So start speaking about your dreams now. Start speaking about what you're bringing in, what you're drawing in for 2020 right now, and get it in the books. Maybe write it in pencil so your planner doesn't get all sloppy, but get it in the books and let's just do it. Okay, sisters, I hope that served you. That's my plan for the weekend, and I'm going to get to work because I'm inspired and I just feel so good. And again, that's reflecting back over my journal, taking a look at who I served and how I served 6 months ago, what my heart was telling me 6 months ago, what's still in alignment, what doesn't feel great. Taking a look at my clients, who they are, who I'm opening up to receive, and also reframing my messaging, going into my offerings, getting clear on what they were and coming up with the next iteration, and then taking a look at my day planner to see what's next. What does 2020 hold, and to call in to seed for those dreams. All right, my loves, have a great weekend. Thanks so much for tuning in, and I will see you guys next time.